The unemployment rate is up and is the highest that we have seen since February of 2022. Does this mean we are going into a recession? Let's go ahead and break it down because there might even be a silver lining. All right, so as mentioned, yes, the unemployment rate is up to 3.8%. But context, what does that mean? Is it high? Is it low? That's hard to figure out when you don't have context. All right, so the month prior, July 2023, the unemployment rate was at 3.5%. So yes, it did go up just a tiny bit and is the highest that we have seen since February of 2022. When the unemployment, I just skipped the word the, but when the unemployment rate was also at a historic low. We have been at a near 50-year low in the unemployment rate for several months now. But here's even more context, and perhaps the most important piece of context here. Back in May of 2020, the unemployment rate was 13%. Okay, 13%. We went from 13% down to 3.8%. That should give you enough context to understand that yes, the unemployment rate is low, and that is where you want it. Anytime the unemployment rate is, I would say, under 4.5%, you're in a very, very good spot. But anytime you see an increase, that does raise an eyebrow. So here's what you need to know. The way that we calculate the unemployment rate is weird here in the US. Now, because I got a degree in econ, I've been sitting with this knowledge for, I don't know, 12 or 13 years. I've never really been able to get over it or understand why we do it this way. But you would think if you're calculating a percentage, especially the unemployment rate, you take people with jobs, people without jobs, you divide the number, and boom, you get a percentage. That ain't how we do it. What we do here is we take the people who are actively looking for jobs. If you ain't been looking for no job and you just gave up, you say, look, I'm tired, I can't do this no more, I'm gonna take a break from looking for a job, you are not counted in the unemployment rate. Okay, so it's always been a little bit of an eyebrow raise when people bring up the unemployment rate and how we calculate it, but that is how we do it. So if you've been looking for a job, you have been thrown into the unemployment rate. And here's the thing. In August and September, we have what is called the September surge. This is when people start to look for more jobs and get hired a whole lot more because companies throw out a whole lot more openings around this time. So you see more people jumping into the workforce and trying to find a job. I would also expect that September's number for the unemployment rate is also going to rise. I don't think this is anything to be panicked about. However, if you tell me that by January and February of 2024 that we are still seeing increases in the unemployment rate, that is where I would be concerned. Now, depending on how you're looking at this number and how you're looking at this increase, it can be a good or a bad thing. Okay, some people say that it is good because people are, well, one, companies are opening jobs, right, or having job openings and people applying for them. That means that people want to take on those jobs and companies have enough capacity to bring on more people. You can say that. The other way that you can look at it is you can take the doom and gloom approach and say that, hey, it's going up, which means that everything is going down, the stock market is going down, the economy is going into the tank, and this is a time to wave the recession flag. I'm not really on that train. I'm not on that train right now, okay? But that is one way that you can look at it. The other way, and this is probably right here in the middle, is this might be actually what you want, okay? Even the labor secretary said that this is actually kind of where we want to be, in that the reason why we are seeing an increase is because of openings and people applying versus major layoffs. Now, was it this time last year or so? I would say actually November, December of last year, we saw those major layoffs at Google, Facebook, and so on and so forth, right? We don't want unemployment rate to go up because of that, okay? I would rather have it, hey, we're opening jobs and people are applying. But here's the thing. You want to have full unemployment or full employment, depending on how you want to look at it, in that you're always going to, the unemployment rate is never going to be zero, okay? It will never be zero. There's always going to be a point where someone quits a job and is applying for another one. That is always going to happen. So there's always going to be some number. However, as we have increased interest rates and things have slowed down to a degree, which is what the Fed wanted, you kind of hit the bottom and start to level out. This could be that opportunity if things continue on a very slow trajectory in this way. So let's say it goes from 3.8, 3.9, and it just stops at 4. That'd be great if that were the case. But if that is, then the Fed can say, oh, good. People are still hiring, people are still buying stuff, inflation is going down, and we're just going to stop here and just leave things alone and let the economy chug along in the path that it has been. And that could be it. And we could also see inflation continue to fall gets 2%, and we have what they call that soft landing that everybody has been talking about and praying for. Perhaps this could be that. Now here's the thing. I don't have a crystal ball on my bookshelf. I don't have it on my phone. I just don't have that. So what we need to do as investors is get ready or stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Okay, that's really what it is. And that is why we put so many different resources out here on the channel. So if you want to stay ready, what I would recommend is that you have a watch list that you are using now. We have one on small cap stocks, one on the best dividend stocks in every category. That stuff that you can invest in now. But should things go in a direction that we don't want, okay, a recession, then you want to make sure you got some on your watch list just for that. And the reason why you want to have it is because obviously you don't want to jump into something you don't know, and you don't want to react to anything as it is happening in real time. It is better for you to have some on your watch list. You understand it, you've been reading all this time, and all you have to do is push the trigger, right? As opposed to, oh my God, what do I do? And you're searching for things after the fact instead of being ready in advance. So if that is you want to stay ready now so you ain't got to get ready, you want to check out this video on some of the best stocks in case there is a recession.